Welcome to GWC. My name is Magembe. In today's episode, we'll be looking at the equipment that you require as a beekeeper. So these are the essential equipment that you require if you want to get involved in beekeeping. So, sometimes if you don't have the right equipment, of course, you cannot be able to do beekeeping correctly. So you need to understand which equipment you will be requiring if you want to get engaged in beekeeping. So the first equipment, of course, which we have already discussed before, is the hive. Back here, you can see the hives that are hanging from the trees. So like this one. And in our last video, we talked about different types of hives. We talked about the strong hive, the log hive, and the KTBH. You can see, like here, I'm having a Langstroth hive, and I'm having a KTBH. So this is the first equipment that you require if you want to get involved in beekeeping. The second equipment that you require if you want to get involved in beekeeping, it's the smoker. This is the smoker. So this smoker, what it helps us with is when we are dealing with the bees, when we want to harvest, you put some fire here and maybe sawdust, so that we can be able to produce smoke, and we'll be spraying smoke to the bees so that the bees can be able to come down. Because what the smoke does with the bees is that it interferes with their communication, so that they don't become as fierce if the smoke was not there. So this is one of the equipment that you require, which is very important if you want to become a beekeeper. And then another equipment that you require is the extractor. This extractor, once you are the honey extractor, once you get your when you're doing your harvesting, you get your flames full of honey, then you will need to look for ways of removing the honey from the combs. And other people, they squeeze honey out of the combs. The problem with this is that when you're squeezing honey from the combs, what happens is that you're destroying the combs, and this will start the process of the next harvest. So the modern way of doing this is actually using the honey extractor. And from the honey extractor, what happens is that you will get your flames in here, and this extractor uses centrifugal force. So as it rotates, it's actually able to remove the honey from the combs. So like right now, this is a stainless 3-flame extractor, and you'll be requiring this if you want to get engaged in beekeeping. And this is one of actually the most I can say expensive equipment that you will buy as a beekeeper, because like for example, this 3-flame extractor, I bought it for 35,000. So you can see, one hive of course is 5,000, the smoker is 2,500, and the extractor is 35,000. So when you want to get involved in beekeeping, this is one of those equipments that actually will give you a headache. Now you're gonna acquire one of this. Yeah, so you need an extractor to actually participate in modern beekeeping. Another equipment that you will require when you are doing beekeeping, it's actually this one. If you look at this one, this looks like a brush. This is called the bee brush. So that time when we are harvesting, you use this brush to actually brush off the bees from the flames, so that we can take the combs to actually the extractor to remove the honey. Because usually when we harvesting, there are so many bees on the flames, on the combs, because you're trying to take their honey. They use honey as food, and they really demand this fiercely. So we try to brush them off, because if you use some other crude ways, you might kill the bees. But this brush is made in such a way that it's very soft. So when you are removing the bees from the combs, you don't kill the bees. So you will require the bee brush. Another one that you will require is actually the hive tool. You see this one? I don't know whether you can see this clearly. A sharp edge here. You can see the hook, this hook. So this is called a hive tool. We use this, when we are harvesting. What happens that as the bees were building the combs, then those flames are actually stuck to the box, the hive. So during that time when we're harvesting, we actually use this to loosen up the flames so that we can be able to take the flames with the honey. So this is one of the most important tools, because otherwise, if you don't have this, propolis and the wax get those flames really stuck at the entire box, and you can be able to remove. So you will require this, the hive tool, if you want to participate in successive beekeeping. Another tool that you will require is the uncapping fork. You see, it looks like how can I call it? The one for fixing hair, the brush, but this is called the uncapping fork. What happens is that when you have harvested when you get those combs, those flames, once the honey is mature, what happens with the bees? They actually seal those combs. They seal the honey with those combs. So what happens that time? If you put those the combs inside the extractor without actually unsealing them or opening up those combs, you will not be able to get honey. So you will need this uncapping fork to actually unseal the combs, so that you can be able to get honey. So this is very important. Without this, you have a job to actually extract your honey. Another tool that you will require is the bucket. This bucket is very important because what happens is that when we are harvesting, we need a place to place the flames with honey. So usually the way we do it is that we harvest, we get the flames in here, and we take them directly to the extractor to actually start removing the honey. So a bucket, you need a few buckets depending on the number of hives that you have or you are harvesting that day. And another equipment that you will require is actually the double sieve. This is a double sieve. It's actually made of stainless. I love it because this one you can just put it on top of the settling bucket, and you can be able to filter your honey, because once you extract your honey from the combs, usually the honey is actually has impurities. It has wax mixed with all these things, propolis and other things. So you're gonna need to filter your honey to get clean honey, and after this you get clean pure raw honey. So you will need this double sieve. I don't know whether you can see these two sieves put together, and you can see the handle. This is actually to put it on top of a bucket, the centering bucket, so that you can be able to get your pure raw honey. So this is very important too. And I've been talking about the centering bucket. So what happens, the way we do it is that once we get honey in the extractor, then we remove. We want to filter honey, and so we filter honey going to this settling bucket. This is a settling bucket, and once we have done that, and now from this, you can see from this opening that we can be able to actually get our honey into bottles. We can start packaging raw honey, pure raw honey. So these are the equipment that you require. Another essential equipment that you require, it's actually the bee suit. Before you deal with the bees, you need to make sure that you are wearing the protective gear, so that the bees don't kill you. As we have discussed in our previous videos, we are dealing with the wild bees, and these are called the African killer bees. In other places like Europe and the United States, they are having stingless bees. So that's why sometimes you just see people dealing with the bees without wearing the right gear. It's because some of those bees most of them are actually stingless. But here, bees can kill you if you don't have the right attire. Bees actually, if they sting you, usually they say more than 20, 30 of them. you have enough venom in your body, you can die very easily. So make sure that you're wearing the light gear, and the gear that you need is bee suit. You can see the hat. This is the hat that you need to wear. The gloves. You can see the gloves, and then of course you need the boots. You can see the boots. So you have to dress nicely before you work with the bees. Otherwise, the bees will be a danger to you and to other people if safety is not followed. So always follow safety when you are working with the bees. So these are the equipment that you require if you want to participate in beekeeping. So please make sure that you go through the list. You make sure that you have the right equipment. You can always purchase this from a store or even online, and you can have this equipment and you get involved in beekeeping. As we always say, getting involved in beekeeping is a noble mission. We protect the environment, we make money, and bees are very essential to us. So get involved, buy the right gear, and let's start moving. Thank you for taking time to listen to this kind of information. And if you like information of this nature, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And if you like this video, press that like button, and so that Google can be able to push it to other people to get the same kind of information. Thank you. See you in our next video.